Hi, I thought I'd come on today and just talk to you about hypnotherapy and what it is and the myths and dispel a few thoughts about it, because lots of people have got opinions and ideas about hypnosis if they've never had it. So I have been saying over the past few weeks that I would come on and talk about it. So today I'm going to. So what is hypnosis then? What is hypnosis? Actually, it's a really natural state of mind. We all spend a vast majority of our day in a trance-like state. So just imagine when you're driving somewhere and you go from A to B, and the last little bit of your journey or part of your journey, you suddenly almost come to and think, my God, I have no idea about that last mile that I went. You've been in a trance or a hypnotic state. Part of your brain, a subconscious part of your brain that knows how to drive your car, who knows that route really well, has just got on with the task in hand and has driven you from A to B, and your mind has been allowed to wander wherever it wants to and have a daydream. And if something happened, if someone stepped out in front of you or there was the car braked in front, you would still react. You are still paying attention, but a part of your mind has been able to go off on a daydream and think about other things. And that is just what hypnosis is like, or being hypnotized is like. So we do that a lot. You read a book and you're engrossed in a book for ages and the world is going on around you and you don't really notice. You're watching TV, you're on your phone. We do this a lot, all of us. We're head down on our phone, scrolling through, people are talking to us, things are going on, and we are so engrossed in that we are hypnotized by our phones and our technology. There's no mistake in that. So it's just a state of focused attention, so that and it happens when as I say, when our mind wanders and we daydream. So how does it feel? So it's very similar, when I talk to clients and describe this, it's very similar to when we are just drifting off to sleep at night. So you're just closing your eyes, you're really comfortable, you're about to get into that really relaxed state to drift off to sleep. That's what it feels like, really relaxed, really comfortable, really calm. Or the other side of it, when you're waking up in the morning and you are just aware of waking up and it's almost just before you open your eyes, that again, really relaxed state where you could just stay there forever and you don't really want to come out of it. That's what it feels like. So I have people who say that they feel really light and floaty. Some people feel really heavy. Some people are aware of every word that I say to them. Some people completely drift off and think about other things. I've had people say, oh, I was just thinking what I was going to buy at Sainsbury's while you were wittering on. You don't have to pay attention to what is said to you. You just drift and daydream. You might see things. You might see colours or shapes. And just other things will pop into your head. There is no right or wrong way to be hypnotized and to experience hypnotherapy. And the majority of people find it really relaxing, really calming, and they don't want to open their eyes at the end of it. So what does hypnosis do? I'm just referring to some notes I've got down here because I've got little headlines. In hypnosis, you're guided into a really relaxed state where your subconscious mind becomes a lot more receptive to any positive suggestions. So normally we have our conscious brain and our subconscious or unconscious brain, and they're very separate entities. But when you're hypnotized, when you're in a trance-like state, these come together. That's how you can drive the car without thinking you're concentrating on it, because they've merged together, and your subconscious bit of the brain that just does it automatically without you really thinking about it is just cracking on with the job that you've given it. And then a part of your brain just goes off into a daydream, and you wander off. Your mind goes all over the place, but you are still pursuing whatever it is that you were doing in the first place, so driving your car. So, but when our brains are very separate, like this, and you're not in that trance-like state, if I was to give you a suggestion, say what I want you to do, or a direct suggestion, I want you to do this, or you are going to do this, just like any normal human being, when we are given a direct sort of order or command, our natural response is to go, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. Why should I do that? It's like, imagine talking to a teenager and telling a teenager to clean their room up. You're on a hiding to nowhere. They're not going to do it unless you have an angel as a teenager. But we automatically come up with barriers of why we don't want to do something. When we're in that trance-like state, those two parts of your brain come together. Any suggestions have more of a direct access to the subconscious part of the brain. And you don't have to be aware of it. You don't have to think, oh, I needed to listen to that. That's important. It will just go to where it needs to go, and it will just sink in. And at some point in the future or that day, you'll feel more like doing that thing that was the problem. So that's how the suggestions work when you're in hypnosis. Often people say, will I lose control? No, you won't lose control. You're in complete control all the way through. If there is any point in the hypnotherapy session where you wanted to open your eyes, you can. You can just open your eyes straight away. If there's something that's said to you that you think doesn't sit well with you, that you are uncomfortable with, you're aware of it. So you can open your eyes and just break the state at any point. You are in complete control. So nobody can make you do anything you don't want to do. So again, there is a part of your conscious brain that if something is suggested to you that you are going to do a certain thing, if that doesn't sit with you and it's not right for you, that part of your brain will stop it. It won't want to do it. And that's why when I see smokers, it's really important that a smoker really wants to give up. If I've got someone who's coming and saying, oh, my wife thinks I should give up, or my doctor wants me to give up, it might not work. It's got to be them. They've got to be 100% wanting to give up smoking, and then it works. Because there's a little bit of you that doesn't believe it or doesn't want it with smoking, it's not going to work. And the same really with hypnotherapy. So if a suggestion is given and it's really way out of your remit, it's not really going to stick. So yes, your subconscious will reject any suggestion that is inappropriate for you. Now, stage hypnosis is very different from therapeutic hypnosis. The people that go on a stage to be hypnotized with a stage hypnotist want to do it. And there's a process. I don't know if any of you have ever been to a stage hypnosis show, but I know I went to one years ago when I was at university, and there's a lot of suggestibility tests that are done at the beginning. So you're in the crowd, and one of them is to grasp your hands together, and the hypnotist will say, your hands are glued together, they're tighter and tighter, you can't pull them apart. The more you want to pull them apart, the less you can pull them apart. And then you're asked to pull them apart. And if you can pull them apart really easily, you're not that suggestible, and you sit down. The ones who find their hands almost glued together are quite suggestible. Then there'll be other things that they do, things like that, and gradually you're whittled down to the people who are the most suggestible still standing up. Now, when I went and did it, I was no way I was going to go on that stage, so I didn't want to be suggestible. I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want my hands to stick together. I'm one of these people that I will be looking at my feet if they're looking for a volunteer. I will not make eye contact with anybody because I didn't want to do it. So the people that end up on the stage, they really wanted to be on the stage. They want to get on that stage and act like an idiot and cluck like a chicken and dance with a mop and do all sorts of different things. They went to that show with the expectation that they wanted or they would have loved to be on the stage and do it. So they're willing. It's not outside their comfort zone. They want to do it. So that's, in a nutshell, the difference between hypnotherapy and hypnosis. And again, the clue is in the statement there. Hypnotherapy, it is therapy. There is therapy going on in a state of hypnosis. Whereas a hypnotic stage show, it's there, it is a show, it's staged, it's managed, and it's done for entertainment, so it's completely different. There is the thing I've got down here, swinging pendulums and looking into eyes. So you can be hypnotised like that, someone's swinging, because your focus is on one thing. We can be hypnotised just by listening to someone's voice. This works when you go to a car sales. I'm going to pick cars for a reason, but for no reason in particular. But think about when you go to buy a high-end product. You've got salesmen there, and they have got a sales pitch. They've got the patter. They've got all the spiel, and you can go in there thinking, "Oh, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just looking. I'm just browsing." And half an hour later, you come out and you think, "Oh God, I've just bought a car. How did that happen?" Because they are hypnotising you with their language patterns. They're saying things to you. They're making you imagine what it would be like to own that item, what your life would be like, how different it would be, how good you'll feel, how amazing it is. And you get drawn into the story and you see yourself. So they use a lot of hypnotic language patterns to persuade you to do something that maybe half an hour before you had no intention of doing. How often have we done that? Gone into a shop, determined not to spend any money, and come out half an hour later with lots and lots of purchases because we've been hypnotized by something, we've been drawn in. So, so that's really most of what I wanted to say. Some people say, I don't think I could be hypnotized. It wouldn't work on me. And really this is to say the majority of people can be hypnotized, or you can be put into a very relaxed state of mind. Some people are more suggestible than others, that is true. And that is why the stage hypnosis works with some people and not with others. So we are all able to go into a trance because it's an everyday state of mind. We do it all the time. And if you have listened to the end of this, you may have wandered off and your mind's drifted while I've been talking to you. You've gone into a trance and a daydream. And what happens when we're in that daydreamy state, that's when our brain comes up with lots of ideas and solutions to our problems. That's why it's such a great place to be. That's why going out for a walk or just doing something that gets you focused on something, your brain is working in the background, sorting out your problems, sorting out solutions for you. So being in that bored state is a really good place to be. We are never bored. We are never bored anymore because we have our phones, we have technology, we have too many distractions. We rarely sit and do nothing. So I would advocate that we do a lot more of that, just taking some time out to relax and not do anything. Let our mind just drift. So actually going on a long car journey, reading a book, just doing some gardening, whatever it is, where your mind is going off somewhere while you're getting on with the task in hand is really beneficial, because you'll find little ideas come to you. And they may not come to you right then. It may be later on, like I say, the next day, the next week, but something will just register down there, do its work, and then you'll come up with what you need to do. So I hope that has sort of dispelled a few myths. I think what I was saying about, the pendulum swinging and all of that, that's what I meant about, you listen to somebody. If you're focused on something for long enough, you will get into a trance. We don't do the pendulum swinging. We do sort of more of a guided relaxation, drifting you down. That's when people go down some steps. You count them down. You do muscle relaxation just to relax their whole body, so therefore their brain and their mind can relax as well. And then the suggestions can be made, the stories, the metaphors can be woven in to what we're saying, and it will just sink in to whatever level it needs to go, so people can then make changes that they need to make. So I hope that has helped put some myths to bed about it, made you feel a little bit more easy and confident about hypnotherapy. It's just a really relaxing state of mind. And as I say, most of the people who come to see me don't want to open their eyes and wake up. They often say, I would just like to stay here, please, because it's lovely. So if you'd like to experience it, give me a call. I'm still doing things, with everything that's going on, it's going to be on Zoom, and it works just as effectively on Zoom as it does face-to-face. So if you want to know more, contact me. If you've got any questions, if there's anything I didn't say in this, please put it in the comments below and I'll come back and answer those questions. If there's anything that I haven't covered, please feel free to ask me. That's what I'm here for. So I want to make it easy for you to understand and take away any ambiguity or scariness about it. It's a lovely thing to do. So that's me. I shall stop now and let you digest all of that, and I will see you soon. Thank you.